I never thought love would sneak up on me like this quiet, soft thing that just settles in your chest and stays. My name is Elena, and I'm sitting on the fire escape of my tiny Brooklyn apartment right now, with my knees pulled up and a chipped mug of chamomile tea going cold between my hands. The city is humming below me like it always does, but tonight everything feels different. Softer somehow, like someone turned down the volume on the whole world, just so I could hear my own heartbeat louder. His name is Caleb, and we met 3 weeks ago at that little used bookstore on Court Street, the one with the crooked wooden sign and the cat that hates everyone except me. I was reaching for the same copy of The Night Circus. We both grabbed it at the same second, our fingers brushed just barely, and I swear the air changed right then, like someone opened a window in a room that had been closed for years. He laughed first, this low, warm sound that made my stomach flip, and he said, "You take it. I can wait for the next one," and I should have just said thanks and walked away. But instead I looked up at him properly and, oh God, those eyes! They were the color of strong black coffee right after you pour the cream in and haven't stirred it yet. I told him, "No, let's flip a coin for it," and he grinned like I'd just handed him the best challenge of his day. We didn't have a coin, so we used one of those little copper pennies they keep in the dish by the register heads. I win, tails, you win. He tossed it, caught. It slapped it on the back of his hand, and when he lifted his palm, it was tails. He handed me the book anyway, said, "Guess. Fate wants you to have it more than me," and I felt my cheeks go hot the way they do, when I'm nervous but happy at the same time. We ended up talking for almost 2 hours, standing between the mystery section and the poetry shelves about books, about music, about how New York sometimes feels like it's trying to swallow you whole, but also like it's holding you up at the exact same time. He told me he was a freelance photographer, that he loved capturing the in-between moments, the ones most people walk right past, like steam rising off a manhole cover at dawn, or the way light hits rain on a subway window. I told him I was a copy editor, that I spent my days fixing other people's words, making sure their stories made sense even when mine never quite did. He listened like every sentence mattered, like I wasn't just another girl in a city full of girls. When the owner started flicking the lights, we finally left. He asked if he could walk me to the subway. I said yes, even though my stop was only 4 blocks away. We walked slow on purpose, neither of us in a hurry to end it. The streetlights made everything golden, and I kept stealing glances at his profile, at the way his hair curled a little behind his ears, at how his jacket smelled faintly, like cedar and something citrusy. At the subway entrance, he stopped, turned to me and said, "This is going to sound crazy, but I feel like I've known you longer than 3 hours." And I laughed because I felt it too, this strange pull, like we'd been orbiting each other for years and finally crashed into the same spot. He asked for my number. I gave it to him, my fingers shaking just a little when I typed it into his phone. He texted me right there, so I'd have his too. "Good night, Elena, don't disappear on me, okay?" I didn't sleep much that night. I kept replaying every word, every look, every tiny moment, like I could hold on to them tighter if I thought about them hard enough. The next day, he texted me a photo. Just a single frame of a pigeon sitting on top of a no parking sign with the morning sun behind it, making its feathers glow. Caption said, "Saw this guy and thought of you, because you're both unexpectedly beautiful." I stared at that message for way too long, smiling like an idiot in the middle of a crowded coffee shop. We started texting every day. Little things at first, memes, song, lyrics, photos of weird things we saw around the city, then longer messages about our days, about our fears, about the dreams we don't tell most people. Then came the voice notes, his voice low and a little rough in the mornings, like he'd just woken up saying, "Hey, just wanted to hear yours, even if it's only for 10 seconds. 3 days ago, he asked me to meet him at the pier in Dumbo at sunset. I wore my favorite green dress, the one that makes me feel brave. And when I saw him waiting by the railing in a dark sweater with his camera around his neck, my heart did this stupid, joyful leap. We didn't talk much at first. We just stood there watching the sky turn pink and orange and gold, the Manhattan skyline glittering across the water like it was showing off just for us. After a while, he reached over and slid his fingers between mine so naturally, like we'd done it 1,000 times before his hand was warm. Steady. I leaned my head on his shoulder, and he rested his cheek against my hair, and whispered, "You're my favorite place to be right now." I felt tears prick my eyes. Not sad ones, happy ones.